Hi, welcome back to Art and Soul. My name is Mike Severin. I'm really glad you could join me again today. And I'm just so excited that you've allowed me into your home. It makes me feel good to know that you've tuned in to watch me, and maybe obviously there's a reason you're getting something out of what I'm saying, and that makes it really special for me. As you probably noticed, last week we didn't do a painting show. This week, again, we're not going to do a painting show. And the main reason why is we're still working out some of the details between the networks. And so I think we're very close to having that resolved, and crossing our fingers that by next week we'll be able to get back to business as normal. It was a little frustrating last week, especially when I couldn't do the painting show as normal. And I did this little soul portion of talking, basically, like we're going to do tonight. And I was really kind of upset about that at the time when I found out I couldn't paint. But it's been amazing, absolutely amazing, the kind of responses I've received from people that have seen the show from last week and said, "What you said touched me. I needed to hear that." So I'm kind of using that as kind of a life example. Oftentimes, what we want, what we think should happen, sometimes the universe and the direction that God has for your life sometimes will redirect your path and force you into a situation that may seem disappointing to you, may seem upsetting, may really get to you in many ways. But if you can step back, sometimes you can see the bigger picture. Last week, the reason why I couldn't paint was because I needed to talk to a few of you, and the message that I related touched you. If I had been painting like normal, I wouldn't have said a lot of what I did. And so that's kind of a good life lesson in many ways, because oftentimes the disappointments in life turn into be some of the biggest blessings in life. So we're going to talk a little bit tonight on this show about some painting, and I want to make kind of a little bit of it might give you some insight into me as an artist and into most artists that I know. And I think maybe there might be some things that you can apply to your own life that might be beneficial to you. So this painting I've got here on this little easel on the table is a painting, and I brought it in specifically to talk about. I painted this picture end of last fall. And this painting, if you look at it closely, and I probably don't know if you can see it on the TV screen or not, but this side of this woman's face is of a young lady. This side of the lady, same woman, but she's got wrinkles under her eye. She's got a tear in her eye. Her lines that are coming down from aging here by her mouth. So it's the switch between the young and the old. I painted this picture, and it's depicting the Mother Mary. I always wondered growing up, and as most of you know, I grew up in a very religious home, and I always wondered what happened to Mary, because after the crucifixion and the murdering of her son, there's very little, if no, information that's talked about with Mary. And I often wondered how she felt as an older woman, seeing her son murdered and kind of almost being forgotten in many ways. And that's the reason why I painted this picture. This is of Mary as a young woman and Mary as an older woman, late in her years. I painted it and I posted it on Facebook. Almost immediately, I started getting, really nasty comments. Private messages were coming in. People were so upset over it, most of them coming from a religious point of view, somehow that I was diminishing who Mother Mary was, which was never my intent. It was intended to reflect maybe the pain that she felt in her old age. So because of all the controversy, and I didn't want to upset people, within probably a half an hour of posting it, I deleted it. And for a long, long time, I never even posted it anywhere. About, October, November last year, there was an international painting contest for professionals. I submitted this picture into that contest. Is this one of my best paintings? Not by a long shot. Is this painting significant of the paintings that I do? I felt like it was. I thought that it had carried a very powerful message behind it. So, of all of the paintings that I've done, this is the painting that I submitted into that competition. I received a call from a lady. She said, months later, said, "You've been selected out of 1,500 some artists that had submitted work in." She said, "That piece has been selected to be in the top 6. You're one of the 6 finalists." So I ended up shipping this painting of Mary over to London, where it was displayed for almost a month, and it, out of 6, I ended up with 6th place. It really didn't matter to me. It was an honor just to be recognized even at that level. But I wanted to bring it up tonight in the show because I, like I said, immediately pulled it off of Facebook because of the criticism. It's an expression of who I am. It was trying to express a message to the viewer, to the person that saw it. Artwork, in my opinion, should evoke some sort of emotion. It either makes you feel good, it maybe makes you think, maybe makes you question. All of those things are part of what the artist, when he is creating a piece of artwork, is doing. He's expressing in a very tangible form, very visible, physical form, what he's feeling inside and the emotions. So anytime that you see somebody's creation, something that they've created, they are giving you a little bit of insight into who they are as a person and as an individual. I have learned, am learning, and I want to share this with you so that maybe you can learn the same things. You cannot please everyone. There's been, for the last 3 or 4 months, it seems like no matter how simple, how beautiful a message is or a post that I put onto Facebook, invariably somebody's going to criticize it. That used to really bother me. I took it personally. And when people, like with this painting, so many of my friends said, "Oh, it's horrible. I don't like it at all. It's disturbing. It makes me feel uncomfortable." And And that bothered me to begin with, but now I've embraced that because I cannot please everybody. You can't please everybody. We just have to be true to ourselves. And for a long time, I created art more for the sake of commercialization. Each painting was still a reflection of me, but I was painting them to sell them. That's still a part of it because this is how I make my living, is painting. But now what I'm doing is I'm painting things that I want to paint, not things that are there that I know are instantly going to sell and that I can move. I'm painting things that move me. And what I have found is that the things that move me, most of the time, move other people. They see something in that painting, and I think that what they're seeing is the feeling, the emotion that is coming, that I'm expressing as I'm painting. I truly believe that it's like anything in life. If you are passionate about something, you may be criticized for that passion initially. But if you continue to pursue that and you embrace that, other people will eventually recognize the beauty in what you're doing. And that can be applied for a lot of different things in your life. So find the things that are passionate, that you have a passion about in your life, and don't be worried about what societal standards are, what other people think or feel about what you're doing. If it's something that's an expression of who you are as an individual, it's an expression of your creativity, embrace that, do that with all of your gusto that you have, and you will be rewarded for that in the end. I've talked about this one other time on this show, and I want to bring it up because this happened to me earlier this week, and it just reminded me, and I want to remind you of this. Such a powerful message here. I was going across town, driving, I took off, and I arrived where I was going, and I stopped the car and was checking my emails and a couple of messages that I had received. And as I'm sitting there, I go, I don't remember anything, nothing about that drive from the time I left my house to the time that I got to the destination I was going to. Subconsciously, I knew where I was going. In my brain, it said, okay, you need to go down Lancaster, take 22. All of it just automatically did it. My subconscious took over, and I went through that destination going out to South Salem, not remembering an intersection that I ever went through, not remembering the cars around me, not remember seeing people on the street. I was caught up in thought as I was driving, and I was on auto mode through that whole trip across town. It reminded me once again of how easy that is to happen in our life, and how we need to consciously be aware of that. Maybe you know, like most people, we have a routine. The alarm goes off, you hit the snooze a couple of times, you finally roll out of bed, run to the restroom, go get some coffee, maybe throw down some quick food, get the kids all together ready for school, get them off for school, get yourself off to work. You go through your day. By noon, you're tired. You go and grab an energy drink or an espresso at lunch. You go through the rest of your day. You come home, grab a quick bite to eat, throw the kids in the van, run one off to softball practice and one off to soccer practice. In the meantime, while you're running back and forth, you're texting people, telling them what you're doing, and you finally, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, you come rolling back into the house, get the kids ready for bed, they get in bed, you go, finally, I can relax. I can have some time to myself. And you sit down and you flip the remote on the TV while you've got your laptop in your hand or your tablet, and you zone out with what's on the screen or what's on your screen till you're tired, you crawl into bed, go to sleep, you wake up tired, you go through the exact same thing over and over and over and day after day after day after day. Your relaxed time, your downtime, you are being bombarded by outside sources. You're not relaxing. All you're doing is letting your body basically rest, but you're not turning off your brain. You're not listening to the words of the universe and what God may be speaking to you. We all make priorities in our lives. The things that are important to us, we will make time to do. If your child said, I need to be at soccer practice, but I'm only going to be there for half an hour because then I have a play that I have to go to at school, and the other kid, he's got his softball practice going, and you have to shuffle. It's a priority to you to take care of those children and to get them where they need to be. You, me, we need to make ourselves a priority. Turning off the TV, turning off the laptop, turning off the cell phone, and taking time to just be. Most people, I think, are afraid of that because if they have nothing going, it means that their mind starts thinking about who they are as a person. And they start having to deal with who they are as a person. I think that's the reason why so many people avoid that in their lives. So many people my age have lost their identity. They always talk about men having their midlife crisis. I think women in many ways have a midlife crisis as well. I think what happens, there comes a point in your life where you go, wait, time out here. My whole life has been working incessantly to have the house, the cars, the vacation home, the finances to go and do the things we want to do, to buy the things that we want to do, that we think are going to make us happy. The woman, on the other hand, has been the mom, the wife. She's been associated with everyone else. She's lost her own identity. I think at some point in life, we all kind of come to that realization where we want to evaluate where we're at. and what we've missed in life because of life. There's only one person that can change that, and that is you. You need to make you a priority. Has nothing to do with a spouse, has nothing to do with a family, with a job, a career, any of that. Like I said, we take and we will make time for the things and the people in our lives that are priority. If you are not making it a priority in your life to be with you, you're not going to grow as an individual. You're going to miss out in life. If you will take that time for yourself, you are going to be a stronger individual. You're going to have more energy to disperse that out to those in your world, in your nucleus of friends and family. Your energy at work is going to be better. Your focus is going to be better because you're taking care of yourself. Our society is really big right now on diets and making sure that we're eating correctly and we're exercising and we're doing all of these things for our external health, but we're not taking care of doing things for our internal self. If you take care of your internal self, you're going to see manifestations of that in your physical and in your emotional and your relationships around you. It will all benefit by that taking care of your soul. That's the reason why I do this show, is to try to help you, and in helping you, I'm helping myself. It's so interesting to me, like I said, from last week's show when I just kind of did the little soul portion. I had several people that said what I said touched them exactly with where they were at the time. And it makes me feel good, but it makes me also know that this show, Art and Soul, is not by accident. This opportunity has come to help individuals like you. And that makes me so incredibly blessed that by my life, my experiences, the things that I share candidly about myself, that they can be of a help to you and in your life. Nothing happens by chance in life. I truly, truly, truly believe that. So, like I said at the beginning of the show, when diversity or adversity comes along in life, disappointments come, hurts come, relationships happen, there's a reason for that. We just sometimes need to look at the bigger picture. And sometimes the only way to take a look at the bigger picture is to take and spend that time alone. Let the Spirit and universe open that up to you. Open your mind to it. Open your heart to it, your spirit to it. This sounds maybe to some people like some sort of big spiritual, metaphysical guru, blah, blah, blah. We've all heard it. I'm not trying to tell you that I have any special answers. I'm just myself. And I know what's worked for me. I've seen the manifestation of that in the people that I come in contact every single day. And I know that if it works for me, it will work for you. I don't have all the answers. I wish I did. I'd write a book and I'd be a bazillionaire. I'm walking this path just like you're walking your own path, learning every day something new about Mike. Don't be afraid to walk that path by yourself. Take that time for yourself, because it's only in those quiet, still moments, without a TV going, without the phone ringing, without any commotion, outside influences impacting you, that you can hear that still small voice, your spirit, your soul, speak to you and give you direction. You will find a peace and a calm that will come with that. And after that peace and calm, you will feel renewed with much more energy, a clear mind, and the relationships around you will improve because of that. So this week, I want you to be creative. Find something that can instigate that creative spirit inside of you, that expression. And if it's a painting that nobody likes, that's okay. It's because it's an expression of who you are. You needed to get that out. So whatever your unique way of creating is, just do it. And take some time. I say this all the time, and I will continue to say it all the time because I know how important it is. Take time for you. For you. You're going to find healing of those open wounds that maybe you've carried for years. You're going to see healing in relationships. You're going to see healing of those wounds from childhood maybe. You're going to find clarity of mind. And all of those things are going to make you happier, make you more fulfilled, and are going to impact the world around you. So until next week, blessings to you. CJ, I will always love you.